What's going on, guys? This post, and if you're seeing this video, you know that my YouTube's been dead as shit, so it's time for round 2 now, because if I'm uploading, that means it's related to this DPP tour. Playing user Contact, or Contacting, I don't remember exactly what his name is on the forums, I believe it's just Contact. Super chill dude, by the way. I talked to him after we played this, like I said. He's just one of those people that doesn't take himself seriously and doesn't take other people seriously, which is how I am. So, you know, just as far as like finding someone to like chill with and just goof around with, that's super cool. So I don't know if he has any type of like social media or anything, but if he does, then hopefully he sees this and then I can link it. But like I said, just super chill dude. Glad I got to play him because the set was good, but like just talking to him afterwards as like a dude, like that was all good. But like I said, anyways, it's DPP. There is no team preview. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Let me go ahead and remember to make the thing slow. And I'm going to go ahead and lead Jirachi as my lead. He is going to lead Metagross. Why are these dimensions odd? Hello? Oh well, that's fine. We'll just rock with it. So he goes for EQ and shows me immediately that he's Scarf Gross. And there's a team that somebody used last SPL or last World Cup. No, it was last World Cup. That had the Scarf Metagross. So that has me thinking it's that team, but I don't remember exactly what that team had or who made it. So that doesn't really tell me too much information, but I do know that he's Scarf Gross, and then as I see the team, maybe that'll jog my memory. So I know that he's locked into EQ. So I could go to Protect just to find out what the Flygon is. It's U-turn. He goes for U-turn. That damage means that he's Jolly Scarf Flygon, which is not good, but I could use that to my advantage. I believe I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, trying to scout for a Grass type, or I just go for an Earthquake. Yeah, I'd go for an Earthquake, which is nice. And I have my Rocks up, he does not, so that's cool. That's super cool, actually. He's going to use this, however, make a really smart play, and bait out the Protect, because he saw me Protect earlier. And it makes sense for me to Protect, because I don't want to get boomed on with my Swampert. But he's going to use that and go to Breloom, which is a very nice play from him, like I just said. And Breloom is really hard for my team. I have a Gengar, which helps me a little bit. This team originally had Starmie beforehand. No, it actually had an Alakazam beforehand. I changed it from Alakazam to Starmie to Gengar. Kind of moved down that first gen line of Mons. But I settled on Gengar specifically for this Mon. But this Mon is still really tough to deal with. I go to Jirachi as Sleep Fodder, expecting him to sleep, but he goes straight for the Sleep Bomb. But I'm going to pull it back to Gengar, since I know he's not going to sleep now. He's just going to go for the Mach Punch, since that's what these Gengars are. And I'm going to Focus Blast. Predicting Tar, sort of, but my team has answers for Tar if he traps me, so I'm not really too concerned about that. I just went for Focus Blast because he hasn't shown me anything that makes me concerned about it, and Mammoth would have clocked that. Miss, of course, but that's just Focus Miss for you. I could go for the follow-up one. I don't think my Gengar needs to be too healthy. I mean, it doesn't need to be healthy for Breloom, but just having the immunity to Mach Punch is more important. So he goes Metagross. To me, it seems really obvious that he's trying to bait out the Boom here, but I got messaged after by the original creator of the team that the Metagross doesn't have Boom anyways. So it doesn't really matter too much. He goes for the Ice Punch, actually, and I just go to Jirachi, and Jirachi is low. So I can take the hit anyways. Doesn't matter too much. I can just go to Pert, be healthy, not get exploded on, and then I think I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, predicting Loom probably, if not Flygon. He just doesn't have any reason to stay in there, especially when he's locked into Ice Punch. So I can just go for the Beam right here. He shows me Rotom as his next Mon. I was expecting this to be Scarf, just looking at his team, or like Specs or something. It's because he doesn't have like a super duper wall breaker, especially if that's not Boom Gross. But he is that sub Life Orb set, which is that is just as good as a wall breaker, even though I feel like Gengar does that better, but that's just my personal opinion. So he's gonna go for the Shadow Ball. I just teched. If he goes Breloom, he goes Breloom. It's whatever. I expected him to Pain Split, and he shows Pain Split right there. So I just do that to gain more leftovers to help me later in the game versus the Flygon. And then, so let me pause this real quick, because we get to the nitty gritty of the game. So he has Metagross, which is low. He has Flygon. He has Rotom. He has Breloom. Looking at how he wants this team to function, I'm kind of expecting the last, kind of looking at how he wants this team to function. He wants to wall break for something, right? But what usually benefits from wall breaking, it's shit like bulky SD Scizor, or offensive SD Scizor actually would probably be better there, which can benefit from having things weaken and picking things off with Bullet Punch late game, as well as late game Lucario if he wants to do that. Another possibility, because he doesn't have very many strong, actually doesn't have any strong Starmie answers, is late game Empoleon or late game Kingdra. I wasn't expecting that, but in hindsight that probably makes more sense because, like I said, his Starmie answers are few and far between. Like I said, I was playing for Scizor. So I go to Tar right here. If he paint splits on me, it's whatever. I'm banned Tar, so I can just trap his ass. And I don't think I have to worry about any type of Will-O-Wisp or anything. He goes for Thunderbolts anyways. Not too sure why, it's whatever though. But yeah, I have Tar, and then, like I said, he's not Boom, so I can go to Swampert. He does make the correct play, however, and double back to Breloom. So that's unfortunate, obviously, since, I mean, Breloom was a problem. And he hasn't put anything to sleep. So I'm going to have to play really tricky around this Breloom to try and get him to bait out a sweep, because I have a bulky SD Scizor in the back as my last. And that bulky SD Scizor should be able to beat this Breloom since he's not Focus Punch. He's not a Focus Punch variant, but he needs to put something to sleep first. So that's what I need to get him to bait out, is something to put to sleep. And looking at his team, with me assuming his last was Scizor or Lucario, T-Tar, especially since I'm banded, is completely useless. So he goes for Seed Bomb, and I'm going to double back to Tar, trying to bait out the sleep right here. If he goes for the Superpower or the Seed Bomb or whatever in that situation, then he just got me. But it's fine, because then I can just follow up and go to Gengar and basically get a free kill. Like I said, assuming his last is what I think it is. Or not get a kill, but be able to seed that last one and then weaken it heavily. So I'm fine with that trade if he decides to not put my Tar to sleep, which he doesn't. He just goes straight for the Seed Bomb. So, like I said, I'm just gonna take advantage and go to Gengar, and like I said, either I get a kill or the last comes up. Except not really, because he's running that stupid Somalia spread, even though I ran it in the set in the second game. This first set, I ran, I think it's a BKC spread, but it's supposed to help you take on, like, Swampert or something. That's what my last is, by the way, is Breloom. But it's not that, like, stupid fat Somalia spread, even though, like I said, I don't think it was the exact spread that I ran, but it was that... Yeah, he says in the chat it's the one that tanks on Flygon. But he takes that Shadow Ball. It's fine though, because Breloom, in my mind, was the biggest threat at this point in time. So I'm able to pick him up with the Mach Punch, and since he's the fat one, I can beat him. It's not really a speed tie. And we're looking pretty good right here. So because we know that he's Jolly Scarf gone, I can go to Swampert or Scizor and be in a really nice spot. I decide to go to Scizor because he's probably not going to Fire Blast. He is probably going to Outrage or Earthquake, predicting Swampert. So I go to Scizor and I can set up and I can put myself in a good spot to win the game. So he goes for Outrage right here, gonna Roost. Then I'm gonna SD. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on fast because I don't have to add anything intellectual right here. It's just, like I said, Roost. SD on the other Outrage, and then I could be like, my name is Scizor. I'm like really good in this metagame, like I am in every metagame. He hurts himself in Confusion, doesn't really matter too much, because that only does like a quarter. He reveals his last two beat Kingdra like I thought. It turns out to be Waterfall. He gets a flinch right there, so maybe if he hit himself, or didn't hit himself in Confusion and then got the flinch with the Waterfall, things would have been a major problem. But since he's Waterfall Kingdra, I think my Swampert probably could have handled things. So, just able to take him out with the Bug Bite right there. As he tries to flinch me again, doesn't happen, and then I can take him out with the Bullet Punch. So, bulky SD Scizor once again proves to be the most threatening late game on and DPP, like it really should be. Like the Smogon set doesn't even have bulky SD as one of the listed sets, but it's the best one. I remember to take off the music this time, yes, or at least the title, not the background music, of course. But that's game one. We're going to go ahead and move on to game two. I'm going to lead Hariyama. Let me explain what Hariyama does. So Hariyama, super good wall breaker, has fake out. Machamp does pretty similar things, to be honest. But it's not cancer like Machamp is. So that's really the main reason I'm using Hariyama. I just wanted to test it out just for funsies. I won game one, so that's why I'm bringing this team, which is more... I wouldn't say it's a gimmick, because Somalia has proven that fighting spam is really good in DPP with his like banned and Machamp team plus like whatever, but It's definitely more gimmicky, especially from me. So, and as I'm going to bring Hariyama, he brings another lead Metagross. No way that it's the same type of set. I'm going to go for Fake Out in case he's Sash Gross. Especially since he mentioned that he's using Somalia sets, and that is a classic Somalia set. Now, he could just straight up boom on me right here. He could, like, I don't really gain anything from staying in, because even then he could just attack me, and then now my Hariyama basically just traded for 1v1 when the way that I envision this Hariyama working is kind of like RBY Lax, where it tanks hits and then it can punch holes in quite a few things for my two late game mons to try and facilitate a sweep, which would be Breloom or Heracross, as you guys will see in a little bit. But like I said, there's no reason for me to risk that when it just doesn't benefit me. I can go to Bronzong, get some hazards up, kind of trade with him. He shows me Celebi. I got Celebi answers. I got plenty of Celebi answers, so I'm not worried about this at all. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the EQ since I didn't see it before, and I'm not trying to stunt like that. My Bronzong doesn't have leftovers. Oh yeah, it's Akaberry. Might be. I literally just built this team. So I don't even know why I forgot the item for a little bit. But yes, Akaberry. He's going to go back to Rachi, probably trying to bait out like a Tar or something. So that makes me think that he's Scarf Rachi since... Or like bulky, like Wish CM Rachi. I don't see leftovers, so I'm assuming Scarf Rachi. So I'm just going to pull it back to Bronzong. I'm not Custap or anything. If I was Custap Bronzong, this would be really good right here. But I'm Aka to help with Heatran a little bit. Even though I could, in theory, run like Heat-Proof Bronzong or something. But I don't have the best ground immunities. So, I don't know. But anyways, he's just going for flinches. This turn was actually really funny. So, I was in a call with some of my friends. And I was sitting there. Like, he went for Iron Head. And I went for Explosion, predicting Celebi to come back in. Or like a bulky water to come in, one of those things. So I was like, please flinch, please flinch, please flinch. And I actually did get flinched right there, so I was really lucky. Because otherwise, I would have just boomed on this Jirachi, and that would have done like 2%. But, like I said, he decides to stay in, and at this point I figured that he's just going to stick with the Iron Head game plan. So I'm going to go to Magnezone and trap his ass, but he shows me right here that he's like some sort of Expert Belt Rachi, or maybe not even Expert Belt Rachi. Like I said, I don't know, but I just expected him to be Scarf, and he was not, so that's unfortunate for Magnezone. I'm Custap Zone, so I'm just going to save it, and I'm just going to sack off Bronzong at this point. You guys are going to see right here that the Bronzong is indeed Akaberry, but now that we know that the Jirachi is not Choice Scarf, it's some... I don't even know what this Jirachi set is, but Jirachi can just do so many things in DPP. Like, it's... Why Mew is banned, but this mon is not... It does not make sense to me, but it's whatever. So he's gonna elect to save the Jirachi and sack the Metagross, whatever. So the Metagross is going to go down, and he's gonna show me Infernape as his follow-up Tar answer, as most teams tend to have. My protocol for Infernape, my protocol was just to sack Magnezone at this point because it was so low. And then go to another one of my Choice Scarfers, because I'm locked into Crunch, obviously, so can't do anything about that. I have two Scarfers on this team. I have Scarf Tara and I have Scarf Heracross. So I could just go to Scarf Hera and then click CC and blow this Infernape away. But I'm going to be able to go to Magnezone, and he is going to predict me to go for Custap. I just went for Boom anyways, because I didn't think there was anything that could take it too well, as the Jirachi does not take it because it's so low, so... I'm fine with that trade because Magnezone did his job, which was to trap Jirachi. So even though the game is 4-4, I feel like my Heracross can come through and put in a lot of work right now. Plus my Hariyama is at full health, so I can still kind of get my kill. He's going to go out to Flygon, and I'm just going to be able to fake that out. Not too sure what type of Flygon he's running. He did use Jolly Scarf Gone last time, so most people that use Jolly Scarf Gone, at least from my experience, don't use Mix Gone at all. I knew because I used to be one of those people that use Jolly Scarf Gone. It's not as bad of a set as some people will say, in my opinion, but it's compared to Adamant Scarf, like my main contact. If you see this game, see the light. It's Adamant Scarf Gone. There's no reason not to use it over Jolly, but. He goes for U-turn right there, and I don't know if that's Jolly damage or not, but it doesn't matter. I go for payback. No reason for me not to go for payback because I feel like I've eliminated the two steals. So I'm able to take out the Celebi, which means that I can spam fighting type moves pretty freely later in the game. So CC is going to come down. I believe I go Breloom right here and just go ahead and reveal that. Or no, I go Heracross because Mach Punch probably won't take him out. Mach Punch might take him out, but I'm not max attack, so I don't think so. But anyways, I'm just going to go for CC. Like I said, I have the dual Scarfers on this team. Going to be able to take that down, and he has the Flygon and then one unrevealed. I'm going to pause it real quick just so we could talk about things because we're again getting to the nitty gritty of the game. He's using... I'm honestly not too sure what the team is at this point. To me, it looks like some type of Volturn. Some type of, like... Yeah, Lead Gross. Maybe it's like Custab Gross or Sash. And, just a bunch of, like, potential Volturn mons. Because this had U-Turn, this had U-Turn. This could still have U-Turn. I'm not sure what the Jirachi set is. Because it's like extra belt, but it's like mixed. Or not mixed, it's like physical. Well, that's not even belt damage. That's... Yeah, because belt does more to Magnezone. So, I'm not sure what the Jirachi set is. Maybe it's like Shuka or something. Like physical Shuka. I don't know. It's just not something that I've seen. And then Celebi can also U-turn. We didn't get to see too much from Celebi. So, I didn't get any information about that. But to me, it's looking like one of those Volturn teams. But the last is usually some type of setup sweeper again. So once again, in my brain, I'm thinking it's like Empoleon. So even though he has the two steel types, I think just my heart of hearts tells me that it's Empoleon. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm good right now, especially because he goes Flygon. So I believe I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna sack Tar because I have a Breloom in the back and my Breloom can live. And then, like I said, I can just Mach Punch away, and then I have Heracross. So I'm not really too worried about that. So he's gonna go for Outrage. Be able to take out the Tar, and then he has his Flygon, and then I could just go for the Seed Bomb and then be in a good spot. Unfortunately, he gets the 3-turner. Well, it doesn't really matter too much. But I could just go for a Seed Bomb right here, take out the Breloom, and that's going to leave me 2-1. So like I said, in my mind, I'm thinking the last mon is Empoleon. Unfortunately, I'm running a bulkier Breloom, so... Well, bulkier spread. This is still offensive Breloom as far as the moveset. But he shows me that it's Kingdra anyway, so this is the... Shit, hold on, let me back it up. Next turn. Replay. Okay, let me back it up. So you guys already know what the outcome is, but let me explain the situation that happens. Okay, hold on. This replay, bro. Alright, like I said, we Seed Bomb right here. And so the last that I thought he was going to have was Empoleon. It turns out to be Kingdra again. Kingdra is also very threatening in the late game. So, it's a 50-50 situation right here. I don't think he's going to be DD Kingdra. Like I said, these types of teams that are Volturn heavy are not DD Kingdra friendly. They're Rain Dance Kingdra almost certainly. Since, like I said, it's Volturn, wear things down, be super fast, or Specs Kingdra. When the Kingdra came out, I thought it could be Specs Kingdra, but considering that he's conserved it this late, it's probably going to be Rain Dance. So it's a 50-50 right here. So if he Rain Dances and I Seed Bomb, I win the game. If I Seed Bomb and he goes for an attacking move, then he wins the game because I'm Jolly Scarf Hera, so he should be able to live, and then just take me out with a Hydro Pump or whatever. And then if I Mach Punch and he goes for an attack, then I can win because I just go out to Hera. So that's the 50-50 scenario. It's pretty much about as 50-50 as you can get. However, in my mind, it was not a 50-50 because shit, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. But in my mind, it wasn't a 50-50 because it's a best-of-3 series. So I'm already up one game. So in my mind, I figure that if he Rain Dances, then I lose the game no matter what. So it's basically like, it's just a guessing game at this point. It's one of those super tense moments in Mons. But I just decided to Mach Punch, no worries, because this tournament's not for anything, so there's no pressure in playing. And if I lose the game, then it's game 3, and it is what it is. So I do Mach Punch right here. Let's see if he decides to attack or if he decides to rain dance. This is basically the game right here. He attacks. So I'm able to get the guess right, and then, like I said, my Heracross can come in and revenge kill, and that's going to be the game. Of course, if he has... Actually, Draco probably takes me out right there. Fuck Kingdra, dude. No, I'm just kidding. Kingdra's cool. But like, yeah, so that's basically just kind of how the game goes. He was a little salty at the end of that because he just didn't expect me to do that, because he didn't really like, he just didn't agree with my mindset of if I mock it's whatever, and then get it wrong it's whatever because I have the game 3, but it's whatever. Plus, like I said, this was kind of I wouldn't say it's a gimmick team, but it's like a fun little team that I really didn't expect to win with. I just brought it because I was up 1-0, and then I had another team that was a little more serious, a little more standard, that I would have brought game 3 and then tried to win the game that way. But like I said, in my mind, it's just for fun. So like, the more games that I could play, the better. But that's not how the game went. I was actually able to win. So I'm actually pretty proud of how Hariyama did. I like it. I might have to use Hariyama later. But that's gonna be the game anyways. So GG's Contact. If you see the video, then like I said, shoutouts to you for being super cool, dude. And shoutouts to the people that see this video anyways for being super cool dudes. And hope you all enjoy. And later, round 3, when that comes up, will be coming up. So yeah, enjoy guys, and peace.